Hi, I'm the owner of the Long Raider. I'm the friend whom Archangel 2014 made a integration between the long shot and the Raider, making a slam-fired long shot. Today I'll be talking in his place about two Nite Finders which he made, PVC'd with spring modifications. Basically what we have here is, this is actually a friend of mine's. We have a stock spring alongside with the front gun spring of the long shot, and with this we have a completely new spring from Home Depot. Here's the packaging for that. Very simple but yet strong spring. If we look here, we have the spring from Home Depot. Here's a second spring that I have to demonstrate. You'll see that it's quite tough to cock. Lots of power behind it. If we look here, we have the stock spring from the Nite Finder. You'll notice that this is a little longer. This is because on the inside, this is actually compressed to about here inside the plunger. And I figured that the spring was so powerful that it would be very tough to cut it to the exact size of this spring and always leaving it compressed that little bit. So I figured just cut it to the exact size of the plunger itself, and it's yielded great results. So basically what we did here is, this is a stock plunger and barrel. We cut off the barrel and we leveled this off. When we leveled off the PVC, this isn't real PVC, it's actually a material called PEX. This is only because when we went to Home Depot they didn't have half-inch PVC, but they had this thing called half-inch PEX, which is actually a flexible, semi-flexible plumbing material. But you'll notice that the 3 and the 3.5 inches kind of eliminates that flexibility. You'll see that we can't bend this at all, which is nice. And I didn't have to sand down the inside to accept any darts. It's been a fine material with a nice seal. Also with this, we put a heavy-duty rubber band on the inside to increase the seal, along with electrical tape, so you can actually hear that there's a better seal. And if I put my thumb over this and cock it, I can actually feel the suction on my thumb. And let's go do a range test. Alright, basically what we have here is we have, this is the Home Depot springed gun, and this is the gun with the stock spring alongside with the front gun spring of the long shot. We'll start off with this one. And we're going to use 2 suction and 2 streamlines, which actually surprisingly do really well with this gun. Nice seal. You actually have to twist them in and fire. And we need to cock it first, otherwise we create a vacuum in the plunger and we don't get as good a distance. Here's the streamlines. And we really need to get these in all the way so the tip is flat with the tip of the barrel. Oh, I forgot to cock it first. Cock it first, put it in. And fire. I've noticed that with these we have to actually aim down, otherwise I'll hit the ceiling. They just really want to fly. So that one hit the ceiling. Let's see if we can do another one without hitting the ceiling. A little short distance, but we can do that. That'll work. So if we go from here, here's one streamline, but it hit the ceiling, so I won't really count that one. Here's one suction, and there's the other suction. A good 35 feet, I'd say. The streamline here, this one actually also hit the wall and the ceiling, so I would probably add on an extra 3 to 4 feet. So I'd say this one could reach about 40 feet. Alright, what we have here, this is the Home Depot spring gun. Notice that when we cock it, really pretty tough. We're going to be using We're going to use a suction, a whistler, and then 2 streamlines. Start off with the suction. And fire. With this one, it's actually interesting that I have to aim down because the darts just seem to want to fly up due to its power. Here's the whistler. That did hit the wall, so I will say that that should have went a little farther than the suction there. It went about the same distance according to the ground. Should have went a little bit more if it didn't hit the wall. And again, we'll show that this dart is meant to go all the way in. Alright, and fire. Again, that hit the wall, but did go further. One last streamline to give it a go. Now what's interesting about this is we'll notice that about here is where the last gun reached. Here's the whistler. And here's the suction. About 5 to 8 feet out from before, making it about 43 feet or so. Here's one streamline and another streamline, making it somewhere around 50 feet out. However, it did hit the wall. And it usually hits all the way down to the end of this hallway, which means that it could even probably go further in an open area. And there you have it.